I dreamt I was sitting in my mother's lung, a wooden chair, no curtains. I wanted to see if the wild still existed. I wanted to know what it felt like to look from above, an overhead shot of how we used to lie close when a child. The bed became a triangle the way we pulled the sheets, ridges of cream, saffron, and red. Our legs were like sundials. Imagine a wine-colored Persian rug ripped along its edge, surrounded by walls, dormers lit by fluorescent lights, hidden behind the frame. A room on a TV set shot from above, two figures on a bed. We liked it here, away from outside, the smell of pine sap, crushing sun. Look at the stillness in a family who naps, a fort of body parts, water glasses, books, splayed on the cloth, sleeping mouths in the removal of institutional hustle, academic push-around, educational torment. This small body blanked out. In her lung, a row of chairs. This was not a funeral, although it resembled one. Set up furniture pre-event, an empty room and wait, but my mother's lung is not a room. Not a room there was room to move, no lights obstructing, no spotlights to evade. A form in the back. I wanted to stay here. I wanted to keep this darkness, she limiting outside, she limiting bright bulbs, she couching against daily acts and roaming hordes, small people-fed anxiety, contours amplified by their height, looked at from above, hurled words, dotted lines across the room. Impossible to survive here, the space of perforation, to go out and out. Pacing the walls, I could catch her perfume, a scent like a daze. Alone, open windows, shaded by twisted dogwood and oak. The swamp not far off. The swamp is a street made of hot asphalt. This is the South, where the ground flexes, saturated with blood, a muscle pressed between moist air and granite, decomposing muscle molded from clay, a feeling of imbalance and slight nausea when you remember. The roads market. The roads we bicycle later in cut-offs, a dying sun in our pumping legs and wet bangs that sting our eyes as they enter us in turn. Veins failing to connect, we cry out, Santa Frida, descend and make us lines. Ordain us art, pinks and teal globs. I'll be your smudge, your bit of paint. Rub us into texture that still holds the worlds of your fingertips this once. But no, we fall over, we overthink, we shit and eat, and find ancestry along other routes while the silent figures nap. Fluorescence dim as in the basement we dip into water mixing, loose stone, dripping words, a moist language. Language that transversely beckons along the sidewalk, across the way, skin glinting want. These are architectural blueprints of a written animal snarling. Emerging, it lies in a lapse of citizens, a water birth into language. Connective tissue grows from mouth to mouth when in the video Norbese says, Lan, lan, lang, language, languish, anguish. Mine, but not mine. This land and this body where I put myself on sale, and the revulsion of 10,000 eyes. A woman in the back ignored me. Give me your blood. Send me a parcel of your hair for my altar, my desire. You were there in pages left open for me. You were present at my first disgrace. The walls began to tilt as the woman behind me, her voice carrying in song, away from the space we brought close by shared breath.
Sentences wrapped my racked body to the masthead you wrote into existence.
Kneeling on the floor behind me, hands pressed against the grain of rough-hewn boards.
Send me there to enter the mud. Written on the floor in charcoal, see these marks?
Pleading, I was too afraid to turn, my body holding me in disgust for a time. This woman is not my mother, and this appeal an impossible demand. Evocations of shame lured me back out, waking, into lines drawn by steel, wishing for a floor to kneel on, back turned towards the light. Entering my mother, I invented an architecture,